Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is bonkers. Actually, it's a 2019 F-250 XLT, but this thing is massive. It's crazy, and I am so excited to show you guys this Super Duty today. The Super Duty line of trucks are the kings of pickup trucks. I think the F-250, 350, and 450, without going higher into the 550, you know, the snowplow trucks and stuff like that, these trucks are insane. I'll lump them all together. I'll show you this F-250. You know, you can get the F-350 dually, you can get the diesels on the higher ones, but this really is the king of pickup trucks. Ram makes a great 250 and 350, or 2500 and 3500 rather. Chevy makes good ones, GMC does, but this is the Super Duty truck. If you need a work truck, this is your truck. I am so pumped to show you this. This is the third and final entry in our three-part Ford truck overview review truck. Copyright. Let's get started. Before we begin, I want to give a huge thanks to Koch 33 Ford for allowing me to review this truck. For all your Ford needs, you can visit Koch 33 in person right off of Route 33 in Easton, Pennsylvania, or at Koch33Ford.com. To give you guys a frame of reference to how large this truck actually is, I am 5'9", probably about 5'10" in these boots, and I am standing as tall as I can, and I come to about where the steering wheel is on this truck. That's crazy. It's nuts how big this is. And you could get this thing lifted if you want. At that point, you're pretty much just driving a monster truck. It's crazy. Moving on here, you do have Super Duty stamped into the aluminum hood. Not too often you see that. Most of the time it's in the tailgates. Cool to see that on here. Absolutely massive Ford logo right here. And moving down here, I don't doubt for a second that these tow hooks could pull a destroyer battleship if it ran aground out back into the water. Don't fact check me on that. I have no way of proving that, but I mean. Now this particular F-250 is optioned with the halogen headlight package. LEDs are available on the XLT and up. This one just has regular headlights, turn signals, high beams, and fog lights all on halogen now. So I think regardless though, this truck has a really aggressive stance. I really like its boxy look. Ford did a great job when designing this. Moving under the hood, this F-250 is powered by a 6.2 liter V8 that's making 385 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. And if you're asking, well, how much is the fuel economy on this guy? Well, it says fuel economy ratings not required on this vehicle. And I found a lot of mixed things when I Googled it. So just assume you're buying an F-250. It's not going to be too hot. Moving on to the profile, the first thing I want to say is the camera's like 20 feet away. I know I don't need to yell, I have a mic, but the camera's like 20 feet away because this thing is so massive that to get it all in the shot, I had to back it up that far. You have your XLT badge right here, and it says F-250 kind of down the side. I really like how they did that. That's in stark contrast to kind of how the F-150 and the Ranger spelled out on the side. I like how it kind of goes down like that. Like I mentioned, you have running boards. You absolutely 250,000% need them. And you have big turn signals, black plastic with chrome on them, and then you're also going to have turn signal indicators indicated or implemented into these turn signals. It also spells Ford across there. That's cute. You're going to get chrome door handles, these really nice big chrome wheels. They look like they're about 20 inches. And then you're also going to, those are riding on Goodyear tires. One thing I really like about the Ford trucks that not a lot of the other truck brands do, some of them do it, and you could just buy aftermarket tires like this. I absolutely love the white lettering on the side of the tires. I think that's fantastic. I really think it makes the truck stand out, almost makes it look like more of a performance truck. I really like that Goodyear paints those. My truck doesn't have embossed lettering on the tires, or I would paint them. Maybe the next tires I get, I'll see if I can find some that have that embossed lettering. And then lastly, it's going to say FX4 package on the side here. You have your humongous tailpipe on here. And I think that just, look, this is crazy how big it is. This is going to be a thumbnail. Thumbnail. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll probably just do it from the other side like I always do. All right. Moving on to the back. Moving to the back of the F-250, as I mentioned before, you do have the stamping in the tailgate. That's really neat to see. Another massive Ford logo and your backup camera integrated into the tailgate latch. Let's see, this one also does not have a dampened tailgate. Man, I really need to check that before I just drop the tailgate on myself. But you do get backup sensors on here. Unfortunately, you do get chrome bumpers, but I think they're okay because they integrate in with the front chrome grille. If you have a chrome grille and chrome bumpers, that's fine, but you know, I just don't like when you just get the chrome bumpers. Down here, you have a towing capacity of more than you will absolutely ever need. If you need to know the number, it's in the range of about 13,000 pounds that you can tow. It seems like with this properly equipped model. And then your payload capacity is more than you will ever need. And again, if you must know, I think it's about 3,500 pounds on this particular one. You're gonna have bed tie downs in the bed here. Looks like you get about 6 of them. And this also is equipped with a factory spray and bed liner. I prefer the spray and bed liner. I think that that's usually the way to go. This one also has the Ford stair stepping tool, which you definitely need. And then I just figured out how to do that in one shot. Dang, I'm good. I hope I did this correctly. And then you step up into the bed here. You definitely need it on this guy. Now that I think of it, I should have checked if that F-150 I reviewed also did that. Maybe the F-150 does that. I know certain ones do, but I don't know if the STX package has this handle. Moving to the interior, driver's side grab handle check. It's got one. It passed the test. So I'm going to take you through the process of getting in here. Thankfully, it does have a driver's side grab handle. This does have an option for power seats, so I'm going to move this seat back a little bit. And then running board, definitely need this driver's side grab handle. And then you hop in, and then you are in the truck. It is crazy. It extends to how big it is in the interior as well here. You really feel like you're commanding the road, which I think is really nice. So if we move on to the textures and stuff inside the vehicle, you're gonna get these soft leather armrests right here, a little bit harder plastic up here at the top, and then your dash is gonna be hard touch. You have a spot for storage right up here. And then moving down, you do have your 8-inch Sync 3 infotainment system. Really responsive. I have to commend Ford, as I have in my other videos. Really responsive, really cool to see it here. This one does have navigation incorporated into it. Below that, you'll have your controls for it. Really large buttons. Whoop, don't want to get copyright struck here. Next to that, you're going to have your 4 high, 4 low, and stuff for your 4-wheel drive modes. Below that, you have your trailer braking control. And then, actually, as I forgot to mention above, you actually have your traction control, hazards, and your hill descent control. Hill descent control? Yeah, it is hill descent control. I got that from a little tiny picture. Man, I know trucks. If there's one thing I know, it's trucks. I take that back. I also know Jesus. Jesus is probably way more above trucks. That's number 1. Trucks are probably like 7. I think like family and friends and other things come before trucks, but I'll tell you, I can tell hill descent control from a picture. I couldn't tell you what hill descent control does. I imagine it controls your descent on a hill, but I'm going to move on now. Below that, you're going to have your climate controls. This XLT is equipped with heated cloth seats. These seats are pretty comfortable. It is a column shifter on this guy, so as I mentioned in my F-150, I really like that it's column shifted. One cool thing on this one, I actually have my Nikon battery charging right now. I have 2 batteries, and the one died. This has a 12-volt outlet up in the front. That is so convenient. I can't tell you how convenient that is. I wish my truck had this. This is nice to have there. A lot of storage space extended down here. You have some USB ports, storage cubby here, and 2 cup holders. And then this center console is about as wide as the one in the F-150. It is a lot of space. You can take this out and slide it around. Spots for pens, but all in all, really, really massive space in there. That is really cool. Your center gauge cluster is pretty similar to the F-150s as well. You're going to have a small infotainment screen in the center. It's going to give you stuff like your mileage, your trip, how many miles you have on the thing. Above that, you have engine temperature, fuel in the tank still, oil temperature, stuff like that. And then you'll have your regular miles per gallon and your tach right next to the little center screen. So it's very, very easy layout. I like how Ford lays it out. It's a very homey interior inside this truck. I think that's about it for the front. Let's move to the back. Oh wait, no, it's not. Forgot to look up. Up is really cool. This truck is actually equipped with 6 auxiliary switches. So if you want to hook up light bars or another light bar, I don't know. You know, if you want to hook anything up auxiliary, it provides from the factory 6 switches so you can add stuff. I think that's really cool. I think a lot of trucks should add that because most people are going to add stuff to their trucks. Right next to that is the button for the power rear sliding window. Good to see that on the F-250. And obviously you can get the F-250 without a power window, but this XLT does come equipped with it. A lot of nice amenities on this one, not overkill. There is no sunroof. It would be nice to have, but you'd have to spring for the higher trim to get that one. So now let's move to the back. This F-250 has basically taken everything that we've seen in our previous videos of the Ranger and the F-150 and combined them. You got a 12-volt AC adapter. You got 2 USBs. And you got a household outlet back here. No heated seats though. You can option that on the higher trim ones. You do get vents back here, which is very nice though. That is so cool to see on back here. Full bench seat across. One thing I wanted to show you guys, if you watched the video last week of the F-150 review, is that has a completely flat load floor. And one thing that I've noticed as I was reviewing this, I wasn't briefed on this before, is if we pull these seats up and fold these up, you're like, oh, look, they have a little, storage locking area. Yeah, a lot of the trucks do it like that. But then there was something I noticed. And I'm going to try to cover as many features as I can on this truck, but I'm not aware of everything. This thing has so many hidden little secrets and stuff. It's really cool. So I'm going to try to get to everything I can. Now, if we move this, pull that down like that, completely flat, and then I guess you can lock it. Yep, and then it's locked. Look at that. And then you can unlock it, pull it back up, and then relock it in. Somebody would have thought of that sooner. So cool on Ford's part. It's neat back here. This whole truck is really cool. Let's take it for a spin. This thing is, as I've mentioned, massive. And it does feel big to drive. It does feel big to drive. I'd be weary driving this in tight city traffic. But, the more that you get behind the wheel, especially with these mirrors, I really like these mirrors because the mirrors allow, because there's like a blind spot one and a regular one. And that really allows me to see when cornering and stuff if I'm gonna hit something. And so that's a really convenient addition on this guy. So it's nice to have that. And that helps it not feel as big when you're driving it. I can only imagine what a dually feels like driving one of these. I see a dually one right over here. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's probably crazy. But yeah, this it feels big, but it's like you get so much with it. There's like so much you can do with these types of trucks. It's like so crazy because the amount of like stuff you can haul is, and you could tow a boat with this. I joked before about a destroyer battleship, but you could tow a boat and I'd have no question towing a boat, This only has a 6-speed automatic, but as I get up to speed here, this feels pretty brisk. I am all the way up at 6th gear, but it doesn't feel like it's chugging. That was something I wondered about, is if the V8 in this really feel, and obviously I'm not towing or hauling anything, but it doesn't feel strained to drive it like this. And we're going about 50, and it doesn't feel strained. And I'll get on the highway in a little bit here, but it feels like it's a good ride. It's got a good ride quality to it, and the heated cloth seats are just amazing. If you opt for some of the higher trims, you can get ventilated seats as well. They kind of save that up for the platinum and stuff, and then you also get the panoramic moonroof, and you get a couple more really cool features. But for someone that I think is just going to use a truck as a truck and kind of recreationally, just to like tow and haul things, I think the XLT is fantastic. I think it's a really great option. This truck is unmatched when it comes to performance, quality of the build, the textures, and the parts they use are really durable. So I'd highly recommend this truck if you're looking for a heavy duty one, because there's no competition when it comes to this guy. It is phenomenal. Before we wrap up, I want to tell you guys a little story. It's a true story, and I think it's quite pertinent because we live in a time where everybody is so divisive and really committed to their truck brand. You know, Chevy people love Chevys, they hate Fords. Ford people love Fords and hate Chevys. Ram's in the middle somewhere, and Toyotas are like, you know, oh, we're really dependable. We love our Toyotas. We won't get anything else. And you know, I've never talked to anyone who's ever owned a Nissan. So I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Nissans are very good trucks. I'll eventually get to them. I want to do a Nissan Frontier for my 1,000 subscriber special. That would be really cool. I think this story would be pertinent for a lot of people, so let me tell you. So when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I remember this is like such a father and son moment. My dad was down on a knee. We were doing something in the garage, and he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, "Isaac, never buy a Ford. Unless it's a Mustang." Those are actually pretty cool. And those words stuck with me for a while. I didn't like Fords for quite a long time, but I hadn't really had time behind the wheel of a lot of Fords. I just kind of stuck with that mantra. And it's weird because it's not like my dad was a Chevy guy. He had a Buick once, but he drove a Hyundai Sonata at the time, so it's not like he really had anywhere to talk. So it was something that stuck with me for a long time. And then I kind of started getting into trucks and vehicles more, and I realized that Fords are actually pretty good. In fact, really good. And now I'm reviewing these trucks and I love them. And you know, recently my dad joined on my landscaping, and he does landscaping with me. And he does some of his own jobs now, and so he asked to borrow the truck, my Tacoma, quite frequently. And my mom one day said, "John, you're a fully grown adult man. You can't keep borrowing your son's truck like this. He paid for it fair and square." My dad went, "Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Isaac, maybe I should look at getting a truck." I said, "Well, yippee, I'd love to help you get a truck." And he's like, "But I need one that has good fuel economy because I have a little bit of a commute for my job." He goes, "What has the best fuel economy?" And I go, "Dad, you're not gonna like this." And he was like,
"It's a Ford, isn't it?"
I went, "Yeah, it's a Ford." And he begrudgingly waltzed into my brother's room. My brother and I were talking at the time. And he leaned against the door defeated. He sighed and went, "I can't believe I'm saying this, but how much do F-150s start at?" And it's so funny because my dad he doesn't dislike them anymore, you know? And I think for everyone, it's like, give another brand a chance. I'm not saying go out and buy another truck, but I'm just saying a lot of the times I think we preemptively judge other brands, and maybe that extends to people. I didn't expect to be giving a life lesson here, but so often we judge things just by their covers and what we've heard from other people. I judged Ford for years based on one thing my dad said. If you're looking for a hugely dependable, incredibly reliable, off-road capable truck with the ability to tow and haul like nobody's business, then the F-250 is definitely the truck for you. Or if you're looking for a recreational truck to just hang out and kind of lift and add mods to, then I definitely still say the F-250 is for you. And with the amount of customization and different trims that you can get for the truck, it really is up to you with what you want to do with it. It's incredible the amount of customization you can do. The sun is directly in my eyes. Probably a poor spot to pick the end of my video. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you're interested in an F-250, you can visit Koch 33 Ford at their website, or you can go to Koch 33 in person right off of Route 33 in Easton, Pennsylvania. So, that's my video. If you could give the video a like, maybe share it, that would be incredible. Really, really awesome. The support from you guys has been amazing. It's incredible to see so many people watching my videos. I feel so blessed by that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, no matter what truck you get, I'll pray it lasts you a long time and it serves you well. Take care.